Hey guys, welcome to another episode of F122 here on the ChesnoidPlays channel. It's the penultimate race of our debut season. We're in Brazil, in South America, for a trip to the Autodromo José Carlos Pache, or Interlagos, as we know it. So, it's a track that has a real flow to it, and you need straight line speed for the run from the last proper corner up over the hill, around and down, and then from the run from turn 3 to turn 4. But you really need a lot of downforce for the middle of the track. Those tight and twisties are significantly tight and twisty. It is a sprint weekend as well, which I'd completely forgotten about. So we will have one practice session and then be straight into a quali that will start dry and then get wetter. Although we don't anticipate making it to Q3. The sprint race is then overcast, unlikely chance of rain, and then dry, and then the full race is completely dry itself. You can see P1 is full sunshine though, which is good news for us. And we do need a lot of resource points. As you can tell, we still have a lot of stuff left to do. We need about 2,500, so I don't think we're going to get it done between now and the end of the season. We will have a slight setback at the beginning of the new year, but who knows how other teams are protecting against the regulation changes as well. Even though we might not be able to get all of our parts that we've upgraded this year protected, other teams might be able to do less. So we'll wait and see how the field pans out next year. But building, or hoping to build, on that fantastic P10 in Mexico last time out. We're up to 13 points now for the season, and with 2 races to go, it'd be lovely to add some more points to that if we possibly can. It's unlikely, of course, but we hope to be as competitive as we were in France, even if we can't get the points to go with it. Obviously, we've been up and down in the second half of the season, not getting the resource point management that or resource point boosts that we would have hoped for, and unfortunately, it's been a bit frustrating. But
team about the new parts, and we're happy that they've been integrated into the car. Okay, with any luck, you'll be able to feel the improvement. So go and give them a try.
Okay, I will. So I'm going to go and do the actual practice programs and try and earn as many resource points as I possibly can. And we'll figure out what's the best way to set the car up for the, well, sprint race and then the Grand Prix. And actually, it's going to be quite difficult to do that because I've only got the one set of soft tyres, so I'm going to have to do my setup testing on the mediums, which is going to be intriguing. So I'll do the ERS management actually on the hards. No. This is going to be an awkward. Tyre management. Okay, so I'll do ERS management and tyre management on the hards. No, on the mediums. Then I'll do the race strategy on the hards so that the medium tyres are about the same level of wear, so we get a respective reflection of what the pace is like with each setup. Because there's no point doing one setup with brand new tyres, then another setup with worn tyres, because you won't get an accurate comparison between the two. Slightly frustrating, but that's the nature of the sprint weekend. Right then, to practice. So we're relatively happy with practice pace, I think. We're not going to be as competitive as we were in Mexico, but we're about 1.8 to 2 seconds off the pace, which is where we should be given the nature of the performance index. Obviously, we harp on about it, but you can only perform as well as the machinery you've got. And because of the nature of it being our first season, us not having necessarily a teammate that is spectacular at also helping me get resource points, and not having the facilities to gain resource points quicker or sponsorship to upgrade those facilities quicker, we are lagging behind. But as time progresses, things will get better for us. Now I'm going to put, that is actually the best one I've got here, 13. I'll leave it, and then because it's like a straight line circuit, it's a power circuit and a twisty turny circuit, so we'll jump to qualifying, and hopefully, he says, fingers crossed, we can qualify. If I can get out of Q1, I'll be happy, I think, basically. But we are going to go faster here. I didn't quite get my run up the hill spot on, we do go faster, and that's P17. Will we stay P17, though? That's the question. Let's return to garage. P17 is still not good enough to progress out of Q1, but it's at least the best of the positions that haven't gotten through to Q1. I think we actually dropped to about P19 or 20 there, as some of the other drivers were able to put in slightly faster laps that were previously behind us. Let's have a look. We were still in the... Well, actually, did we get into the 1 minute 8s there? We did. A 1 minute 8.947, which is only... Well, it's less than a tenth off 18th. Teo is right at the back, although, again, only a tenth and a half behind me. So there's the potential, with either a bit of strategy in the main race or just going hell for fucking leather in the sprint race, that we could potentially move forward here. But it's going to be a case, again, of trying to stay in the DRS range of the cars in front, get dragged along, and then try and get strategy involved. We'll see what happens in the sprint race, but the full race, we could do something. It'll be tough, but we expect nothing less at this stage of our fledgling career, do we? To the sprint race we go. We'll find out how many resource points we get in the meantime. Which is bang on 900. So if we can replicate that at Abu Dhabi and have obviously the resource points generated from our facilities in the meantime, we might be able to protect everything. It's overcast for the sprint race to begin, but as we said, it's going to brighten up later, and it's going to be dry throughout. Now, it said that it was going to rain at the very end of qualifying, but doesn't look like it. Well, maybe. Yeah, no, it must have done, because 1 minute 10 by a single millisecond, 0.001, George is P2. But yeah, with them in the mid-10s, then that was wet on intermediate tyres. Verstappen with a penalty, Ricciardo and Perez also with penalties, Ocon with a penalty. It's that stage of the season, isn't it, where people are just working their way through all of their various different parts on the car. We qualified P20. We will start P20. Fair enough. Stroll right next to me, Gasly behind me with a penalty, and then Teo Pourchaire alongside. He too carrying a penalty. Oakley Dokley. Right, sprint race is, well, mediums all the way apparently. Starting uphill. Although at the back of the grid you're actually going downhill, and at the front of the grid you're going uphill. So at the back of the grid you actually get a bit of a better start. Which starts, just in general, not necessarily this save, starts in general against the AI. Been really tough to get right this year, but that is one of our best starts. Teo is flying. I thought about having a look up the inside the Williams. Thought better of it. Got a car on my inside, but we cut him off. It's P19. And here comes the battery. We are going to have to use our battery quite a bit to be as competitive as possible. But at the minute, this is just all about improving our position for the full race. We just want to get better. So for those that are joining from Hayden, I am... Whoa! I nearly lost my front wing. I'm on controller. I do have a wheel, but we haven't used it yet this year. Oh, sorry, Yugi. Probably going to cause me some damage, that, but try and manage it and close off Yuki Tsunoda. Nothing on the MFD anyway about damage. Might have been wheel to wheel. The medium tyre supposedly can run 41 laps, so they should easily get through 24 without any problems whatsoever. Yuki's getting quite close now. Yellow flags in front. Someone's retiring. That someone is actually Pierre Gasly behind us, which is annoying because that means I don't gain a position. It does mean we're at least under less threat from behind from an extra AlphaTauri. And I am significantly under threat from this AlphaTauri now. I'm going to go defensive. Try and force Yuki the long way round into turn 4. Give him racing room. Break a little bit later. Hold the line, and we've kept the position. We're going to be... Oh, there was some debris on the track there. That's Pierre Gasly confirmed as out the race. See, yeah, one of the Red Bulls is in. It was a bit of Red Bull front wing is what it was. Is it Checo or is it Max? It's Checo, who is retiring at the end of this race, at the end of this season, sorry, should we say. Oh dear. Checo is retiring at the end of this season. Our only retirement from season 1. But we do have all of our soft tyres available to us, so we'll probably go either soft, medium if we're needing to keep up with those in front, or soft, medium, soft if we think we can try something with strategy. Fuel is holding its own, isn't it? This is kind of a good test actually for the full Grand Prix to see what we need to do fuel-wise. Do I use a bit more battery here and try and have a go at Mick Schumacher? I might have a lunge up into turn 1.
Great work. You're catching the car ahead.
Here we go.
5/10 a lap.
Bit rude, but through. That's P16. Thank you, Mick. Soon to be P17 again. Unless... Oh yeah, I've had to use a lot of battery there. But we're up. We're up in position. It's down into turn 4. We'll have to go defensive more so because I am slower through the centre S's than I am coming out of Yun Xiao. He's just got the straight line speed there, Mick. There's not really much I can do about that, but we're back down to P17. But we're fighting.
Okay, we lost the position.
So at least we're having some on-track entertainment, even if we're not fighting for podiums or victories or points. It's still fun to have a scrap in an F1 car on a racetrack, isn't it? Yuki's not going to be close enough. Zhou Guanyu's going for it on Latifi here into turn 4. He ballsed it up, but at least he's trying to have a go now. We might be able to have another go at Mick here. Try and do it the same way as before, or is he going to go defensive? He's not gone defensive. Try it the same way as before, up the inside at turn 1. And we've gotten it done. I'll try and position defensively and not use my battery here. To defend, as Mick Schumacher puts me in a wall. Cheers, Mick. Leaving space, leaving. So I am slightly closing. He actually, watch his steering wheel. As we get here, as we get to about here, he actually makes a little slight movement left with his wheel, which then drifts him into me and puts me in the wall. Give him a bit more space. Chill, Mick. He still had the white line there to go onto. He wasn't running on the grass yet. It was a tight push, yes, I'll admit, but there was definitely a car's width there. Going for it again, Zhou Guanyu, one way then the other, slowing themselves right up. Jesus, contact there with the back of the Alfa Romeo. There's a yellow flag around us. I think, is it my teammate? What's happening? No, it's Pierre Gasly. No, it's not. It's Mick Schumacher. Mick Schumacher's out. What's happened to Mick from behind me? He's just got an issue. He's just got an issue. So Mick's out. Sorry, Mick. Here comes Lance Stroll at some pace. Again, they're going for it in front. Yuki's gone for it here as well, but I'm not going to let him have the place easy. I'm going to have the inside line for the next turn, and I am level with him. So I am going to keep my nose in it here, but Yuki's going to get around the outside.
Okay, we've got
So we have gone back down to P17. It's just that it's now Yuki Tsunoda in front of us, not Mick Schumacher. And quite a battle this, isn't it? For 20 laps, is Yuki going to go for it? If he does, it might make him slow around turn 4. It does make them slow around turn 4 as George Russell wins the sprint race. Congratulations, George. Took his teammate and held on to the lead. Lance Stroll's having a look at me here as these two again are going for it. Yuki is through to and up to P14. Latifi does drop down 2 places here, and I will try and make it 3 before the end of the lap if I can. I don't know as I'm going to get the chance. 1 more lap and I'd have Nicholas Latifi, which is frustrating. But Yuki and Zhou have been able to get through. I might as well just use all of my battery here and see if I can't quite get him before the line. Don't know as we will, though. No, we're not going to. I'm trying. One more lap and I'd have had Latifi, I think. P17 in the end. It said on the dash. P17. It's 3 places higher than we were. I swear we were higher than P17. When we running P16? So in Brazil, the grid is basically as the race finished. Because that's how the sprint race works. That's the point of it. So George Russell on P1 from Lewis Hamilton in P2. Charles P3 and Lando 4. Sainz and Alonso. I wonder if anyone's going to take any more penalties after that last race. Magnussen and Albon in 8th. Oh, definitely. There's loads of penalties. Look, we're going to start like 13th. We're going to start 12th. Daniel Ricciardo takes a pen. As does Esteban Ocon again. Another grid penalty. Zhou and Vettel. Max takes a penalty as well. God, as if we're starting P12, that's mad. 19th, Teo. Checo takes a penalty as well after his car gave up in that race. Bottas and Gasly as well. Bloody hell. That's insane, that. So we qualified P20. We started the race P20. Ended the race P16, and actually, for those of you on the YouTube video, you may well have noticed it at the time as well. I didn't. Chat did on stream. For some reason, I thought at the time, I thought it was P16. I was P16. It had, for some reason, bugged and put Sergio Perez ahead of me in P16. Subsequently, he's obviously got a penalty now, so it doesn't matter. So we qualified P20, started the sprint race P20, finished genuinely P16, and we'll start P12. Now again, fuel-wise, we're going to be bang on here. A number of the front runners starting on the hards, so split strategies here. Intriguing. Strategy decided, soft, medium, soft. We've already started the race once, and we got the tyre temp bug. So thankfully I was only about 8 laps in, so it wasn't too much of an issue. So we're starting again, and hopefully this time we'll actually have reflective pace for the nature of the Grand Prix. Actually, I want to put 72.1 laps worth of fuel in. Just over a lap's worth of extra fuel. Starting on the softs. Everyone else is on softs other than 5 of the front 6 that are on hards. Then Ocon in P14 is on hards, and Checo in P20 is also on hards. So we're expecting Verstappen and Perez to come past us, Zhou and Ocon to come past us, Bottas and Gasly to come past us, but I'm hoping to hold off the 2 Aston Martins and my teammate. I'm aiming for a 17th or 18th here, and if we get lucky with a retirement or a safety car, then so be it. We're going to try, potentially, to go soft, then extend that medium stint and maybe try and take it to the end, depending on the scenario in the race at that given time. So, starting the Brazilian Grand Prix for the second time, this time not having a tyre temperature bug, meaning that even though my tyre temps were only a couple of clicks up from minimum, they still were overheating to 106 degrees on the front, which meant that I just went... Let's try again, shall we? Didn't get anywhere near as much wheel spin that time. That's good. Actually, a half-decent start. I'll try and tuck right up behind Latifi here if I can. Try and avoid contact on the inside. Zhou Guanyu has gotten me. I'll use my battery here to try and stay ahead. That is Esteban Ocon on his hard tyres. He shouldn't have the pace on us. At least we've got the inside line here anyway. So we'll be up the inside there. Yuki Tsunoda's out of position with the Williams of Nicholas Latifi in front. Very much follow the leader through this middle sector, but someone might get brave. Esteban Ocon, sorry, Sebastian Vettel that it is behind me, thought about getting brave. Oh, that is Zhou Guanyu out of the race. Into the back of Lance Stroll, has lost a tyre and retires, and that is a very early virtual safety car. That didn't go well for Zhou Guanyu, did it? You could see it happening, all concertinaed up in front of him. And unfortunately for him, wham. And then he actually, for good measure, spins round 2. And sits right on the apex of the corner. Hopefully no one else gets any damage from hitting him, but it looked like one of the Red Bulls might just have clipped him a little bit there. So virtual safety car. Oh no, The full safety car has been released. Now this actually really plays into our hands. I'll try and save a little bit of fuel. This really plays into our hands because it means we can extend our soft stints by a couple of laps. Certainly this first stint by a couple of laps. And then maybe this means it's now definitely a 2-stop, not a 3-stop. And we can extend the medium tyres even further. This might make our race. One of the Hasses is in behind us as well. I think it might have been Mick. So I think K-Mag was further up starting. Teo Porchel. Oh, look at how many cars are in the pits. So many cars are in the pits. So we're going to spend a lot of time behind this safety car now. I'm just going to sit in standard because I don't need to save fuel. I don't want to make the car unnecessarily heavy. And we're just going to try and take as little life out of these tyres as possible. We were going to go to lap 15, but every extra lap we spend behind the safety car now further extends this soft set. So we'll probably look to pit lap 17-ish, unless we find ourselves in the situation where we can undercut and we'll still pit on 15. But basically, now is about saving tyre wear, and fingers crossed, this actually works. It could equally work really well for everyone else as well. And it's definitely working well for those that have started on the hards, because it saves some of the pain for them on that much harder tyre. But that might work well for us. Preparing to resume racing, but everyone is at full throttle. It's game on again. They're going to concertina up into turn 1. They are. I'm going to go for Lance Stroll. That was a poor decision because he just turned in on me. Lance was so concerned with what was happening in front of him, messing about with something on his steering wheel. Watch me lunge here, and then he just didn't leave me any space and turned into me. Because I am making the corner there quite comfortably, and he's just turning like there. Look, I'm right with Yuki, and then I have to straighten up because he hit me. Thanks, Lance. So let's try that again, and perhaps I'll just play it safe and not try and take a position. Which is annoying, because I certainly feel like I should be running P11 right now, but never mind. I'm hoping Ocon with those hard tyres won't have much pace, but he's probably going to be fast enough, annoyingly. Now, because of that previous incident, I now don't feel confident making a late move on Lance Stroll. I don't know if I can trust him not to turn into me. This is going to make me apprehensive to make any further moves. Which is not how you want to go racing. You don't want to go racing not knowing if you can trust the other driver next to you. Yeah, Seb has taken... Or Ocon's just fallen a long way backwards, actually. Seb and Verstappen are past Esteban now. The soft runners are starting to get past the hard runners. Max did start the race on hards, but had to pit for damage after he clipped Zhou Guanyu when he spun. So that's Max's initial race strategy out the window. They are on to plan B already. Maybe even C, D or E. Just ask Carlos Sainz about plan E. E! Yellow flags behind. That's a Red Bull that has potentially spun. Looks like they're back on their way again. Let's have a look. Is it Max Verstappen or was it Sergio Perez? It's not Max Verstappen. Where the hell is Checo going? Oh, he's battling with a McLaren here up the hill. It's not an overtaking spot, though. Do they make contact? No, he's just lost it. I think he's just lost it there. Yeah, he's already on his way around. That's a corner cut, ref. No, Seb. No, Seb. He's there still. And he's got the inside line, and Sebastian Vettel is through. It's us down to P13. And with a very tasty looking Red Bull behind us. I don't think it's going to be long before we're P14, do you? Lando Norris, however, in P15 is on the hard tyres, but that McLaren on hards is still going to be faster than us on the softs, unfortunately, I think. Lap 9 of 71. Again, we're thinking of stopping lap 16 or 17 to get off of this soft set of tyres. I'm not going to defend fresh air. Max is trying to do what Sebastian Vettel did. And he's going to do it too. P14 for us.
Try to stay with them. They might make a mistake and we could still regain the position.
We did anticipate this though, didn't we? With those faster cars behind us. And I'm not particularly driving very well at the minute either, which really hasn't helped. I've lost 2 positions by going deep at turn 4 each time. To lose the position in the same manner twice is particularly frustrating. There's not really anything I can do against Lando here. Just going to have to suck it up and take the loss of position and try and lose as little time as possible doing so. I think I'm still going to pit 15. Just to try and not necessarily undercut those in front, but to try and protect from those behind. If we can undercut those in front in the process, then banging. But I don't know. I can't remember what the initial strategy was set to, and they always tend to run the default strategies, the AI. They run different variations of default strategy, obviously, but they always tend to run the default version of any given strategy.
1.6 seconds.
So I can't recall where initially we were saying we were going to stop from these soft tyres. But no one is pitting yet. I think it might be 14. Latifi has pit. Okay, there you go. Nicholas Latifi is in from the front of this group, which will now set them all free.
Well done, that's P14.
And we have
You're in P14.
Have to hope that Nicholas doesn't undercut us, but you can see Mick Schumacher coming now behind, and he's dragging a hard-tired Esteban Ocon with him. We are planning on pitting next lap though. Still got GRS though. Max is in, as is someone else, one of the Aston Martins. It's Lance Stroll.
Okay, we're boxing this lap. Give us the best in lap you can.
Teammates in as well. A lot of cars have pit. We're actually up to P9 right now.
Teo's coming in for his stop now.
I'm going to go to 16. Someone's in the pits. 2 are in the pits. It's Tsunoda and Vettel. Someone, that's the other Ferrari coming out the pits next to us here, look. On the inside there, it's Carlos Sainz. So they did pit Charles Leclerc back out into a little bit of traffic, but
Okay,
that
so
traffic
car
pit
ahead's
from in
coming
front of him,
with
so
the
it's
soft
fine.
tyre.
Do I continue to extend? I'll do one more lap. We'll stop 17. So into the pits on lap 17. From, what, P8? And going back down to P19 as we pit, apparently. Quick stop, please, lads. Thank you.
Perfect job from you and the crew there, mate. We're delighted with that. Right, we have 2 stops left in this strategy. 2 more stops planned.
Goes my teammate past me. We're actually down to P20 here. 21, in fact. Gasly's taken me too. It wants me to stop 30. We're going to go to 31 or 2. Probably 31, because we only were able to go to 17 because of the safety car, weren't we? So we'll probably stop 31 and then try and do 40 laps on a set of mediums. thought about it. That's where you can trust the driver to see you coming. That's what Lance Stroll didn't do. Pierre saw me coming there, recognised the danger, saw that I was fully committed to a move, and positioned his car accordingly. It's cost him a position, but at least it's not cost him any bodywork. It was very aggressive, but I have to be at this stage. We're to make our strategy work, I have to be aggressive. Sorry, Pierre, you're not getting through here, pal. No, he's still going to have a straight line. Nicholas Latifi's in the pits on lap 26, which is very early. A number of others as well. They're definitely three-stopping. Those that are pitting now are definitely three-stopping. There's no way they take mediums to the end from here. Not a chance. Surely not. That's Daniel Ricciardo who's just come out in front of us. Pierre's going for it. Give him room. Stay wide. Keep the position. P17 continually. Teo might even pit soon, to be honest. I'm going to have Teo Pourchaire here.
We're approaching the pit window and you're going to be on mediums.
The switch back. Teo! Why is he turning back onto the racing line there? Again, just not acknowledging that I'm there. He's gone deep. I've switched back. And he is pinching. He's run wide. And he's now pinching, not acknowledging the fact that... Look at that pinch. Following the radius of the corner. And then watch this pinch just here. Cuts right in as if to take the curb, as if I'm not there, when I am significantly alongside. Teo is getting sacked at the end of this season. Just go all the way around the fucking outside of you then, shall I, pal? Piss off, Teo. Go away. Go and hold up Pierre Gasly instead, not me. Arsehole. Lance Stroll in the pits, as well as one of the Hasses, and now my teammate.
Okay,
It's K-Mag that's in the pits. Now I will ask and see if Ricciardo is going to make another stop.
Ricciardo ahead. Our gap to the car in front is 3.9 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Their tyres are 2 laps old. Your last lap time was a 1:10.5. 4.4 seconds.
Okay, so they, judging by that radio call, they do not expect those that have switched to the mediums now on lap 29 to make another stop. I'm going to box next lap.
Okay, the gap behind is 2.7 seconds.
He's done the same as Teo! You try a switch back on them, and they just pinch. As if you're not there. Like, look, you've run wide. I've made a move. Still on the racetrack. Still got tyres on the racetrack. It's a legitimate move. And watch the steering wheel. He pinches again there. And oh, look. There's a car there. What do you know, Pierre? What do you know? Maybe I'm being too ambitious with these. Maybe it's my fault. I don't think so. See there, look, that's what they do. They pinch and then dart back to the racing line. Watch the movement of the car here. Pinches, then whoop. Pinches in and then straightens up, turns right, actively turns right mid-corner. And it's not because he's oversteered. He just zips him back to the racing line like that. That's not great. It's not great driver AI, to be honest. There is a yellow flag in the third sector. I think a Mercedes is retiring. George Russell from potentially the lead of this Grand Prix is out. With a mechanical failure, George Russell has retired. I'm not going to get DRS off Gasly for a lap because he's pit. I'm going to pit this upcoming lap then, but I will ask about Ocon behind.
Behind you. Okay, the gap is less than a second. They're on fresh mediums. Okay, they've got 4 laps on their tyres. Time last lap was a 1 minute 11.0.
So everyone that's gone to mediums now is going to the end.
Behind us is 2.0 seconds.
It is absolutely a 2-stop race. We've gone soft, soft, medium. Or we will go soft, soft, medium.
Okay, we can take you this lap.
Our medium tyres will be slightly fresher than everyone else's. But no one else will be making another stop. No one else will be making another planned stop, put it that way. Unless there is a safety car later on, this next stop will be our last. So, we're going to come out, I don't know where we're going to come out, probably about 19th again. Let's see. Let's see. Give me a good stop. Give me a good stop, please.
Perfect
Notice
job on
that
the turn
Stroll
there.
and Seb have both gone to softs. So some have gone hard medium, some have gone soft, 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 some have gone soft, soft, medium. And because of damage, some have gone soft, hard, medium as well, because they've had to stop for front wing changes. So we are now taking these medium tyres to the end of the Grand Prix. However, in front of us, Sainz and Leclerc don't really matter. In front of us, Nicholas Latifi has to pit again. Both Aston Martins have to pit again. We do not. So we should be able to make 3 more spots between now and the end of this race. And we currently sit P18. So we are looking, hopefully, at P15 or potentially, safety car reliant, better.
Looks like a nice stop time. We're happy with that one. Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross onto the track.
I'm going to try and come out ahead, if I can, of Gasly, my teammate. Pierre is right there. I'm going to try and get in front of him in this braking zone. Oh, he's put the squeeze on me. He's put the squeeze on me. Okay, did he nip over there? Yeah, look. He pulls over in front of me in the braking zone. Again, an illegal manoeuvre. I'll let him go. Because it's just not worth the fight. But
Come on, you can win that
Pierre
race
is
back.
pushing his luck. Now, the gap that's important now is the gap to Lance Stroll. Because they have to pit again. So I need to make sure that I am in front. Sorry, I am within a decent window of those that have to pit again from those soft tyres. And then we're either hoping to just maintain track position or for a late safety car where we can whack on another set of fresh softs that we have
We've got a lot of spare
and
energy.
try and
Okay to use your
go
own
for broke
timber.
from there. It does actually want me to stop again on lap 56. It does want me to stop again. I'd be curious to know if those other drivers are going to stop again. The championship is not already won, no. Prior to this Grand Prix, the Drivers' World Championship is still up for grabs. Charles Leclerc leads and could win it this weekend. But he is second in this Grand Prix, which actually I believe may well be enough. Second for him in this Grand Prix may well be enough for him to win the World Championship today. Unfortunately, we just do not have the pace around Interlagos. DRS is now offline, great. Not that I need it at the minute.
Rear wing system. Stay out. We can work on a fix remotely.
No, Teo. Fuck's sake. And my bloody teammates got me. difference in straight line speed between the user and the AI is just nutty. I was hoping it, even though obviously in Brazil there are a lot of full throttle sections, I was still hoping to be competitive enough to not have to worry about it too much. And through the middle sector, we're so much faster. I feel like we had that mid-season little spurt, and as the season's gone on, we've actually fallen further and further behind. We haven't been able to develop at all these past few races because of protecting for next season. It is a grind right now, isn't it? But it's the first time actually really we've had a proper grind in a My Team. The majority of the time you just develop faster than the AI, the other teams, and rock your way up to regular points finishes by the end of season 1. He's made his 3rd stop, but oh no, he hasn't come out as far ahead of us as I thought he was going to. I thought Latifi was miles away down the road, but actually he's not. He's right here. So he has made his 3rd stop now.
The car ahead's
And
coming to fit the mediums.
look at
Car
the.
ahead now
He's on
with
cold
medium
tyres, and he's just like bye in a straight line. I don't know whether that means Stroll and Vettel will come out behind us, or I don't think so. In a minute, I can't compete with my teammate or Nicholas Latifi. That's how uncompetitive we are here in Brazil. There you go. Seb has pit and is coming out behind us. But he obviously is now on fresher tyres. God, the straight line is just so infuriating.
Here's some information on Vettel. They've got some kind of mechanical problem.
Well, that's handy. Seb behind me now has an issue. So he's currently running within a second of me. Apparently, he has a mechanical issue. And his teammate Lance Stroll is in the pits right now. And if he's gone a lap longer on those soft tyres, then in theory, he should come out further behind. But we have been losing time behind Teo and Latifi as they battle. But Teo Pourchaire there, locked up, went straight on, and we have been able to take him, as has Nicholas Latifi. Now, the job is to try and get Latifi. Charles Leclerc in front of us is in P15 on a hard set of tyres, which says to me that he's had an incident with someone and done an extra pit stop that he didn't want to do, which is indeed what's happened. He's gone soft, 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 medium, and now hard. Yep, Charles Leclerc, front wing, lap 40. That means that the Drivers' Championship is going to blow wide open if Charles doesn't get any or only gets minimal points today. As it stands, the Drivers' title is going to go to the final race weekend. And currently, Fernando Alonso is P2. I've been looking at the back of Nicholas Latifi a lot. How do I have the patience for this? For sheer love of the sport, mate. And the game, to be fair. It's one of, if not my genuine favourite thing to do in all of gaming, is a 100% race distance Formula 1 career mode in any guise. My team, player, or created driver. Going to be finishing P19, aren't I, really?
You're dropping a second a lap to the car behind. 1 second.
Yeah, I know, he's quick. I'm not. The end. The difference in... That's silly. Not for long, though. The way they're unmatchable around turn 3. I think what I'll do is I will stay on this set of tyres until Teo is lapped by those 3 cars that are behind him, then I'll pit, because I then won't have to let through those lapped drivers, and I'll have much softer tyres than Teo, and I'll just try and catch him. We'll have some fun at the end of the race. Thanks for the follow, Ludder. We're going to go on to a final set of softs to just have some fun at the end of the race, because otherwise it would have just been misery for the final 15 to 20 laps. It's not been a particularly fun end to the Grand Prix. Earlier in the race and in the sprint, it was decent because we were actually battling people and, oh god, having fun. But the end of the race has just been a slow, painful death. So let's have a second wind. I could unlap myself to Checo, but I'd only end up having to let him back through again. So it's literally pointless. Fuck it. I'm unlapping myself. Checo's retiring at the end of this season. It's the only driver that is going to retire. Go away with your blue flags. I'm not going to be able to gap him quickly enough, am I? It'll give me a penalty, and then I'll have to flash back and let him through again. He's not quick enough. Please don't give me a penalty. I bet you do, though. There you go. So I'm going to have to let Checo through. This is just pain. This whole second half of the race has just been absolute pain. Come on then, Checo. Thanks for the DRS, though. We've had a P7. We've had 2 P9s. No, we've had 3 P9s. 1 P7, 3 P9s, a P10. A P10 literally in the last Grand Prix. And now, 20th of 20, getting gapped by Nicholas Latifi. Max is in the pits for something. He's now out of the pits for whatever that something was. Presumably, some sort of damage sustained lapping someone or overtaking someone. And with 10 laps of our race to go, the gap to Teo Pourchaire is 10.6 seconds. Verstappen's in the pits again for another front wing. Max Verstappen apparently can't help himself but get into trouble when trying to overtake people. So Max Verstappen is now running P20, which means we are no longer dead last. Smiles all round. He's still not out of the pits yet. Thank you for that, Max. We can maintain our record of, despite being the slowest car on the grid, not finishing dead last in any race this season. I don't believe I've actually ever finished behind my teammate in any given race either. So I am quite keen on catching Teo if we can. 5.5 seconds the gap at the minute. With Lewis Hamilton closing behind to lap me for a second time, which would mean we would only go to lap 69, not lap 70. So that would mean I have one less lap to try and catch Teo. So I think, for the first time in this season, we are going to finish behind our teammate. Oh well. I'm going to start getting blue flag for Lewis soon. Look at the way that the gap opens up. That's ludicrous. Lewis Hamilton wins the Brazilian Grand Prix as we have a lap to close 1.5 seconds to our teammate, which is, well, quite honestly, not going to happen. Thankfully, we're not going to finish dead last because of Max Verstappen's adventures. But I think this is going to be the first time that we end up finishing behind Teo in any Grand Prix this season, which sums up how much of a misery this Brazilian race has been. The sprint race was quite good fun, but the actual full race itself started off brightly, and then, well, as has been the case with the weather in game, the dark clouds arose, and it just got away from us. The sun disappeared, our sunny disposition disappeared, and unfortunately, we are going to finish P19 here in Brazil.
Okay, we've only got 1 lap of fuel remaining.
And behind Théo Pourchaire for what I do genuinely believe is the first time this season. I finished P19, it's told me I've finished P17. So that's a new bug that we've experienced today in qualifying, or no, in the sprint race and now the actual race. It's given me P17 there for no reason, and Charles Leclerc has won the drivers' standings. I don't know where he finished in the end. He was on hard tyres right at the end for a while. But Charles Leclerc is your world champion for 2022. Congratulations, Charles. I don't think that's going to happen in real life, unfortunately for you. But we shall wait and see. It is a long season. The summer break could reap some rewards for Ferrari, and you never know. A wild Ben Daly on the left-hand side, just sneaking into camera.
Well, it wasn't the best weekend for our
So,
championship leader.
oh, Leclerc closed to, or managed to finish 6th in the end.
Who would you say is a contender
Yeah, look,
for driver of
P18.
the day?
P19. What? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. So, results sprint, results race.
Out of sight and out of reach.
It gave me a P17. For some reason, it put Pierre Gasly behind me
World Constructors Championship.
and Théo Pourchaire behind me, even though neither of them had a penalty. That's a new bug, and they've not patched the game since we last did the last Grand Prix, so that's a new bug that's just kind of come out of nowhere. Maybe it's a sprint weekend only bug that snuck in since the last time we did a sprint race in Austria. I don't know, maybe. So actually, on paper, I haven't. What do I want? Second driver performance, really. Let's also do the promotion filming as well. On paper, I actually haven't now finished behind my teammate in any Grand Prix. 15th DNF, 15, 16, 9, 18, 15, 17, 14 DNF. 2018. I finished behind him in Spain. 18, 22, 14, 16, 7, 16, 9, 21, 9, 19, 12, 17, 17, 18, 16, 19. Oh, yeah, 17, 18, 16, 19, 14, 19, 15, 11. We finished behind him in Monza as well. 11, 20, 18, 20, 16, 19, 10, 16, and 17, 19. So it is the third time I finished behind my teammate, but on paper, it's not going to say that, which is fine by me. Right, so we have plenty of resource points now. Let's go and protect some more parts for next season. So I can do that one, and then I don't quite think I'm going to have enough to do no. So I need another 1,000-ish, less than that. I need another 800 resource points. And actually, as we advance towards the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, I might get some resource points from my facilities that gives me enough to actually do that next one. Nope, I haven't. So everything there is adapted. Part at risk 0 parts, and everything in this chassis other than the 2 weight reduction ones, the monocoque structure and the engine cover, are done as well. We're fine everywhere else. So whether that shakes up the grid next year, I don't know. Whether other sides have been able to adjust their regulations or for the regulations accordingly. But we are going to put a more powerful engine in the car next year, and hopefully we'll be able to progress faster. But for this YouTube video, that is going to bring this one to a close. That was an indifferent Brazilian Grand Prix weekend, wasn't it? The first half of the video is going to be very entertaining. The second half is going to be just a sad Ches. But hopefully, even though I don't like Abu Dhabi, but actually I like it more since they reprofiled it a little bit. So we'll wait and see how things go. But that will be Abu Dhabi in tomorrow's video and today's Grand Prix as you see this on YouTube. So follow the link in the description to Twitch and come and watch it live with me if you so wish. But for now, that's all for this YouTube video here on ChesnoidPlays. Drop the video a like, subscribe to the channel, make sure you hit the notification bell and follow me on Twitch. And I will see you tomorrow.